Stone. This ground here is rich with history, a former airfield that served in the Second World War and now hosts one of the oldest and most iconic races in motorsport. It's the Formula One British Grand Prix. Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of Silverstone Circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. It's been reinvented over the years, with Turn 1 now the fast right-hander of Abbey, but the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Hamilton, Stroll, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Ricciardo, Joe, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Ocon, Gasly, Albon, Sargent, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me today, a man small in stature but big on comment, Anthony Davidson. Hello. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Now use DRS. DRS now available. That move was illegal, I'm afraid, mate. Return the position, give it back. Okay, mate, race control, I'm afraid, are not happy with your creative interpretation of track limits. They've given you a 3-second penalty. might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, good work, great pass. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Yeah, we should be happy with this. Yeah, honestly.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
To come here and take victory as a team today on home soil was so important. You can see how much it means to them. The drivers there doing their part, the team's strategy was perfect as well, and the fans really embraced that. What a great atmosphere we had here today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.